What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Dad Needs to Talk. I am your host, Robert, and today we're going to be talking about another new anime for the fall season called Ranking of Kings, or also known as Osamu Kings, if I remember remembering the other naming correct. But uh, but yeah, so this is a new anime just started airing. First episode just came out yesterday, or yeah, yesterday, and yeah, just wanted to share my thoughts on it because this is once again another anime that wasn't really on my radar. The only reason why it got on my radar originally was just because it is being animated by Studio Wit. And so we know the work that Studio Wit does, and usually when they get involved with a project, it's usually okay, something to keep your eye on. Well, so I decided to give this a chance. So with this series, we follow this young boy named Prince Boji, who is the first son and the next heir to the throne. But he has a I'm trying to think how to phrase it. Basically, he is deaf. So he's deaf, can't talk, and of course, with that, people kind of tend to take advantage of him and his kindness because he is such a sweet child, and he will do anything for anyone. But like I said, just with him, being deaf, everybody in the kingdom is like, oh no, this guy is not fit to be king, and we have some moments. So early on in the episode, like I said, that's like the general background or the general setup of the series is just this young boy, Prince Boji, is to be heir to the throne because we find out later in the episode, like his father, the king, is very sick. So so of course they're trying to get him, or they're wanting to have the heir ready. But like I said, with him being deaf, people in town make fun of him. The other kids, because of course, kids being kids, um, they're not fully understanding what's going on. So there was some scenes in the episode where he was walking through the town with nothing, pretty much nothing but his underwear, and like the other kids are like, hey, hey, play with us, and he just keeps walking, smiling, and the kids are asking their parents like, what is wrong with him, and they're like, hey, sorry, hey, sweetie, like he's deaf, so on and so forth, and so kids just being mean, basically. But one reason why I just want to just do my part to bring attention to this show is just because there is just so much care and expressiveness in Prince Boji, and just like how he goes about doing things. Like, yeah, just look at that, just big smile on his face as he's just walking along with no care in the world. But another big part of the show as well, which I forgot to mention, was one day when he's out and about, he encounters this little shadow creature that you see next to him in both of these images. And apparently, this creature, whatever it is, I guess it's part of some shadow like assassination group or something, or it used to be. And so, but basically, the prince ends up meeting him just one day when he's just out in the woods, and the creature is actually able to understand and communicate with him. So the black thing is using his quote unquote hand to talk, and the prince is actually able to read his words and read what he's saying. And we kind of see that like throughout the episode, like when he's like facing people, it seems like he can kind of, to some degree, read lips and stuff and understand. But that is where these two kind of like begin to uh, form their bond. Like I said, just with them understanding, being able to understand each other. And at first, the shadow is kind of like using that to take advantage of the boy because he's like, hey, well, give me all your clothes. And he's like, okay. So the prince takes off his clothes, gives it to him, and the shadow's like, well, tomorrow I'll come back with even fancier stuff and give it to me. And the kid's like, all right. And so for several days, the kid comes back every day with more and more fancier clothes. And then he'll be walking back home, just like practically naked, like I said, just in his little underwear, walking through the streets, just smiling, having just living his life. And of course, everybody in town, they just know like, okay, the prince leaves for a while, comes back, and they're like, oh, somebody on the road is like robbing him, taking advantage of him, something of that nature. Not knowing that, like, no, the prince is just a kind-hearted person. But you know, one thing like with the show that I'm liking also is just like them, at least the way I'm interpreting it, it's just them kind of like challenging like what people normally think of as a king. Cause so you see right here we see his father, this giant towering dude who was a legend. When he kind of first showed up and helped save some people, thus leading to him eventually becoming king. But you just see he has all these battle scars and stuff, and he is just like Boji is like barely the size of like his hand. And so this is the figure that Boji is having to live up to. But we kind of learn, like I said, like yes, he might not be, the fastest or the strongest or whatever, which that might be up for debate with how some stuff went on at the end of the episode. But I just love that, despite all this, the king still loves his son, because he freaking says it right there on the screen. He's like, I adore you so much. And yeah, so I'm just really liking it. It's like, I feel like this is the season of hitting me in my dad feels, between this and Sakugan. But yeah, and like I said, I love that they're like supporting characters that are there to actually like help and support him. So this guy here, he's kind of like a person that kind of like helps train the prince, but he also like helps him out in other ways. Like we see right here, he's doing sign language. So like when he was in the room talking with his father, this guy was there next to him, like like signing out to what the father was saying and things of that nature. And I just love that, like I said, that there's like that much care in this series. Like I said, at least like, based on this first episode. But yeah, I am just very excited to just see where things go with this show, to see the bond that continues to grow between these two characters, between the Boji and the little shadow creature thing. Because because like I said, like after several days of him just taking his clothes, eventually the shadow thing just follows him back home. He's like, oh, okay, so he really is a prince. This is what's going on. But he also sees how people are making fun of him and stuff as he's like walking back through town, all happy-go-lucky and stuff. But yeah, I'm just really interested to see where things go. Because like I said, so much expressiveness in the characters' faces and stuff. There was actually like an action scene towards the end of the episode that just like really showed just like, okay, all right, there's gonna be not saying like this is gonna just turn into like a full-on action series, but when there is action, it is done very well. And there's like seeing like the expressions and stuff on the characters' faces, it's just done so well. And so yeah, just curious to see where things go from here. Like I said, as Boji continues to try to make his way into showcase, why he is fit to be the next king, because he's also kind of battling it out, or going up against, because he has a younger brother that was born from the king's second wife, that everybody's kind of seen as like the true prodigy and the true heir to the throne, because he doesn't have any disabilities and all this stuff. But Boji has this moment where he kind of starts to show the other prince, as well as some of the other people in the town, of like, hey, do not count me out. And yeah, so I think that's gonna kind of like do it for that. Like I said, I just wanted just to do this nice, short and sweet. Like I said, just introduce y'all to Ranking of Kings. So it's currently airing on Funimation. It's airing every Thursday. So yeah, definitely check it out. If you already have checked it out, let me know in the comments below like what you thought of it. Because like I said, it's another pleasant surprise for me of this season. Like I said, this right along with Sakugan, and they both come out on Thursdays, so that's double awesome for me, to have that to look forward to on Thursdays. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it for this one. So yeah, so make sure y'all go give it a check or check it out. And hopefully y'all be seeing me more next week to see and to talk about episode 2 and further on as the season goes. But yeah, as always, thank you for watching. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel so you can get updates whenever I drop a new video. And also make sure you're subscribed to the podcast feed as well on whatever streaming service of your choice, because I also do podcasts talking about, fatherhood, anime, manga, video games, and life in general. So yeah, much appreciated. Y'all be easy and y'all have a great day. Catch you in the next one. Bye.